I'm going to give a quick walkthrough on Dataproc. Like if you belongs to big data background, then you can use this Google Cloud platform for big data processing. You can use this service like called Google Dataproc, which have lots of features and benefits. So I downloaded this presentation from SlideShare, which is given by James Mellon, product manager on Google Cloud. So here you can see lots of benefit. Apache Spark and Apache Hadoop should be fast, easy and cost effective, as you know, if you are working on those services. And if you are new to cloud or new to big data technology, you can easily learn. You're not supposed to get into the configuration, like how's the configuration behind on top of running, like lots of services running on top of what kind of configuration. You are not supposed to bother about, you are not supposed to set up about. You can create easily create managed service in Google Cloud, and you can complete your project. Like you can run the Hadoop job, you can create a file, you can create a program, upload to the Dataproc cluster and spin it up as per your requirement. Either you can create a PySpark job, and you can create PySpark in Jupyter Notebook because it's giving lots of web interface over Dataproc. So you can get the Zeppelin also. You can run code on Zeppelin if you just run your code. If you just worked on these kind of technology, you must be familiar with Zeppelin, Jupyter Lab. So lots of web interface is there. So you can see easy, fast, cost effective. Fast thing can take second, a minute, not hours or week. So be an expert with your data. You can see this is, you're not supposed to get into the infrastructure. You can use the service, you can pay for the service. So here, like if you are using for an hour, you are not supposed to pay the cost for a month, or the infrastructure cost you are not supposed to pay. You just run the job, you will pay the cost. So it's a pay as you go. Running Hadoop on Google Cloud. So you can see it's on, there are lots of options. You can see it's a complete on premises, like you are setting it up, the complete infrastructure, scaling it up, downing it up. It's a completely on premises. You can see it's a vendor Hadoop, BDutil. It's a Dataproc managed service. You will get everything here. Monitoring health, dev integration, manual scaling. You can scale it up, scale it down. Job submission is option there. GCP connectivity. This option is already there. Like you can connect to data warehouse like BigQuery. You must heard like BigQuery is treated as a data warehouse in Google Cloud, and it's working on top of high computational service like GPU. So you can get the response in quick time. And now you can see this simple cloud Dataproc integrated, like it's integrated with the operations. These are the machines and running behind this Dataproc, and you can see the storage. You can these are the storage. So it's a storage account. You can see these are, if you just wanted to see the data, it's for BigQuery. This is for Cloud SQL. You can see lots of facility here. You can connect with these services. Cloud Dataproc is natively integrated with several Google Cloud Platform product as part of an integrated platform, data platform. So it's a quite good platform where Cloud Data Platform fits into GCP. Google Cloud Platform, you can see Google Bigtable, which contain HBase. You can integrate Dataproc with Google big tables. You can integrate with analytic data warehouse, which is nothing but Google BigQuery. You can create a warehouse, virtual warehouse inside it. You can connect the Google Cloud Storage, HCFS or HDFS. You can treat it like this. And this is the stack driver logging. This option is default integrated with this, or you can store the stack driver logs into it, and you can fetch it like when your job is executed or not. Here you can see cloud, Google Cloud Data Platform, like batch processing. This is for streaming, so it's a data flow. You can schedule your job, you can call the streaming, you can call the APIs, you can download the runtime data. I mean, it's a live feed. You can stream the data from different sources using Google Cloud Data Flow, which is nothing but integrated service with Dataproc. So it's up to you. If you just wanted to use it, you can. Otherwise, it's your choice. So it's optional. But yeah, there are lots of, I mean, tightly coupled services which is providing fast access to data and high scalability. In stack driver monitoring, you can do the monitoring of your master and worker node. So you can see most time can be spent with data, not tooling. So you're not bothered about like how the tool will work and how the infrastructure is working behind. So you're supposed to focus on your data wrangling. Lift and shift workload to cloud. Like if you have something running on SDFS which is not based to here, or which is running somewhere else, you can lift and shift to cloud and you can run your jobs. How does Cloud Dataproc help me? So you can see traditional Spark and Hadoop cluster, how they perform. So you can see this is configuration server, then you configure some server, install OSS, configure OSS, optimize OSS, debug OSS. So this is taking lots of time while setting it up, right, for scaling it up. And now then you just move here to process the data. But in the cloud platform, you are directly moving here. This is nothing but process data. So you can eliminate these steps. So this is this everything configuration, everything is seamless. You can just get it done with few clicks. And this is nothing but you can see the simple way how they just created. This is a cluster created configuration. What configuration you just wanted to keep, I'll give you the demo on that. And this is a scale time, you can do that. So yeah, this is the detail. For detail, I'll put the link for this PPT. This is, I have not created this PPT, this is from Google itself, so you can get into it and you can learn about it. So I'm just directly taking you to the demo. So okay, let me move you to here. So like you can see, this is cloud platform, cloud.google.com. If you have account already, you can log in into account and you can work on. If you don't have account, you will get 1 year subscription which is absolutely free, and you will get around 22,000 INR, Indian rupees. So you can log in here, you can provide some details, and this is integrated with your Gmail account. So if you have the Gmail account, you can log in from here, otherwise you can create an account. So I have the account and I'll log in it. Just a sec. Oh, I think I'm missing something, just a minute. Okay, just give me a moment. I'm just fetching the details, like what is the details for my account. Okay, I think something is missing. Just give me a moment. Hi guys. So I am just logged in. There was some issue with my password, so I just logged in. So if you have Gmail account, you can directly log in. While creating this account, it will ask the basic detail. It will not detect any money, but it will ask a credit card or debit card detail. You can put any debit card detail. That's not an issue here. So you can see this is the dashboard. You will see lots of services: App Engine, Big Tables, File Storage, SQL, Spanner. As we discussed lots of things, so these are here. I have selected this, so let me take you to Dataproc. Just go to the Dataproc, click on clusters. So I have already created a cluster. Okay, let me open a tab and I'll show you how to create a cluster, and you can run your service. Just it's taking time while loading. Okay, you can see I'm clicking on create cluster. It's a bit slow. Ignore this option because it's an old account, so I have exhausted most my money here. So you can see these are options: clusters, jobs. If you have already job created, you can configure here. It's a workflow, nothing but data flow is configured on behind this. Notebook is nothing, just a notebook. You can create a cluster and create the notebook, and I'm just creating a cluster here. So let's say Dataproc demo. You can choose any reason. There are lots of options. Even you can select global, so you're not supposed to define a specific reason. You can choose anything. So I'm choosing, let's say, Asia, and I am selecting. You can see single node. It will have only master, 0 workers, so you can, but you're supposed to work on the Hadoop architecture, which is master slab. So you can click here. You can select one master and n worker. So I'm selecting the series type of machine. This is the CPU platform. Select based on availability. I'm just selecting this one, and this is the configuration. So I am selecting very basic. You can see N1 standard, 1B core, CPU 3.75 gigahertz. It's a okay 3.7 gigs. I can select this one. So you can see one CPU 3. So this is just a basic configuration, but if you just wanted to create some higher end, you can do that, but I'm just giving some heads up on the simple demo. So you can click here. The standard, a persistent, you can say SSD. You can select SSD as well, but I'm selecting standard because it's cost effective. So if you just need high configuration, you can put SSD also. Again, this is for worker, so I'm selecting the very basic configuration from here. Let's say the basic 3.5. So I've selected this one. Again, I'll select 20 GB. Minimum you can define 15 GB, but I'll select 20 GB, the standard persistent disk. If you just wanted to define some SSD locally for expanding the space you can do that, but I'm not doing that. For auto scaling, it's in free tier, I think it's not defined, but auto scaling policies they are in paid version, where you can define like 8 worker node or 10 worker node. It will automatically scale it up according to the need. So now let's come to the component gateway, enable access to web interface. So if you just wanted to use PySpark or Python on top of it, you can click here, because you will get Jupyter Notebook, Japlin Notebook, and Anaconda, lots of things. This is the network configuration. You can define the network configuration here. If you just wanted to put the BPC, you can define here like VNet. You can define the subnets. You can define network tag if you have something. This is cloud storage for staging. So if you just wanted to store some data, you can do from here. If you will not create it, it automatically create. Otherwise you can click here and you can select any of them. That's not issue. So I am selecting this one. Let's say selected, and I'll change the type version for Hadoop and Spark. So Spark 2.4, Hadoop 2.9, Debian 9 machine. So this is the latest configuration. I can select this one. I can click here, and these are the optional. Like I just wanted to, if you just wanted to enable the web interface, so I am enabling the Jupyter Notebook, Anaconda, Japlin, and let's say if you just wanted to keep some job records, you can do that, Zookeeper also, but I'm not selecting that. So I have selected the 3 options. So you can see all these optional options. If you just wanted to select, you can do that, otherwise it's up to you. It's a Google managed key. I'm not having my key, so I'm just using Google managed key. If you have your key, you can put here, and then you can define your key. All the key will loaded here, you can select. But as of now I can say I don't have any key, so I'll click on create. So once you will click on create, it will automatically create the cluster. So I have already created, so let me go back to the cluster. So once you will create, the cluster will create, you will see the green icon here, and this will be like this. You can click on this, and it's opening. Yeah, so I just put it this some default name for cluster. So you can see this is monitoring, yarn memory, and this is the complete dashboard. You can look at your cluster. You can see the view in Stackdriver monitoring. You can click on here and you can see that. If you just define some job, you will see the job here. This is the VM instance. So these are the VM instance. You can see this is a master and these are the worker configuration. If you just wanted to see the configuration, you can see all the configuration whatever you define. Now I'm coming to web interface. So this is the web interface. You can see the Jupyter Lab, Japlin, Tez, and Spark history server. You can see the Spark history server, like what is running when. So I'm just clicking on Jupyter. I'll open it and I'll give you a walkthrough how you can access it. Okay, now it's open. So I have created a default Python file. So if you just wanted to create, you can click on new, PySpark file, Python 3R, or Spylon kernel. You can create. Either you just wanted to upload your file, you can upload directly from your system, but I don't want to upload here. I just created a default file. It's a Jupyter Notebook, you can run your Python code, you can run your PySpark code on top of that. So let's say I've just created this simple code here. This is nothing, just creating a list of a string, and I'm just printing that data frame. This is a list, then I put it the list in data frame, and I'll print the data frame. So yeah, this is it. You can create your PySpark even. So if you just wanted to create a PySpark job, you can do that from here. It's running. So if you have something, you can run it from here. Now I'll show you like where your notebooks will store. So let me go back to home. Because you are creating a notebook here, it will automatically store somewhere. So let's say some other day it will stop working, but your notebook will not last. So it's running. I'm opening the storage account. So this is a Dataproc I have created. I can see all the logs which is created behind this. You can click here. So these are the Spark job history, MapReduce job, yarn log. These all are stored here. Now let me go back to that and show you. I have selected this for staging, so you can see your notebook. Click on notebook, it's a Jupyter. So these are the two I have created. One is, yeah, you can see. So these two are stored here. So if you just wanted to download, you can click here and download it. If you just wanted to upload external file, let's say I'm uploading something, so I don't have right now, but you can upload here and you can run directly from here. So this is it. If you just wanted to know more about this, like if you just wanted some more demo and detailed how you can run that job, so just put the comments. I'll create one more.